Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is Genshmoto, and in today's video we're going to be fixing the rear springs on that BMW 640D. Without further ado, let's go. So the job itself is pretty straightforward. What we need to do is, first of all, we're going to need a car jack. We're going to need a socket set, couple of clamps for the actual spring that we're going to be replacing, and that's pretty much it. What we're going to do first is we're going to start by loosening up the bolts and jacking up the car quite high up before we proceed to inspecting the spring and see what's wrong with it. So now when we've got the clamps, we've got the tool key, we've got Stefan here who's going to jack up the car. We're going to start first by loosening up the bolts. Make sure you also have your locking wheel nut key. The socket key that we're going to need is number 17. And preferably what you want to use is a breaker bar. It's crucially important to put jack stands on the bottom of the car because you're going to be working underneath. If you don't have any, I would recommend put the wheel or the spare wheel that you may have in your vehicle. So instantly, in my case, I got very lucky because I can actually inspect it and see straight away that it's broken. Some break onto the back of the actual spring. So what we're going to do now is we're going to proceed to loosen up the actual shock absorber, and there is few bits that you need to know from what's happening on the top and how to loosen it up, but you're going to see that in a second. With this in mind, to remove the shock absorber, what we need to do is we need to remove this bolt here, but first we're going to remove it from the top because it's going to make our job a lot more easier when it comes to removing the actual shock absorber. So basically what we need to do now is we need to remove everything that is in the back boot. Particularly what we're going to be focusing on is that card here. There's few clips, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to time lapse it. But just before I do that, just let me show you. So we've got one here, preferably this one. You want to remove that section and remove everything that it may be in your way. You've got also one actual bolt that's over here that we need to remove, and just to make it easier, I would say remove that bottom section as well. The best thing to use is one of these little bad boys. The reason for it is when you're removing them, it's not going to break your clips unless you've got spare clips. So the Allen key that we're going to use is T40. So just to let you know, there is a plastic cover over here that you need to pull so you can separate the card like this, otherwise it may break. I mean, it's not a massive issue, but at the end of the day we are aiming to do a clean job, and I assume that's going to be exactly the same for you as well. So just a quick update. Basically, we remove all of that for nothing. The problem is that you need to remove the back cards where the seats are in order to access the actual shock, because if I now switch cameras, you will be able to see that we can locate one of them, but the rest is covered. So the only real explanation is that we probably have to remove the card from behind the seats. Which is this card over here. The lesson of the day is that Gran Coupes are different than the actual coupes. The 4-door one, you remove the card. If you do have a coupe that's a 2-seater, you have to remove the back cards, the ones that I've showed you, and the actual shock absorber is right over there, and that's how you remove it. With the Gran Coupé, on the other hand, you will due to see how it's getting done. But massive note on this one. Now let's figure out how do you do this. So far we've got 3 clips. There is this one as well that we need to remove. What next is the question. How do you get to it? It's gonna be a hell of an awkward job. We need to remove these, which are the armrests for the back seats, and we do have one more clip on each side that we'll have to remove. So push them along. So a quick update to the situation. So if you have a look at it over here, you have a clip that you need to remove, and that's going to come out. And then afterwards you've got an Allen key that you need to untwist, and technically that should come off. On the other hand, we also need to remove that side over here. There we go. Here's the little hiding over here. Right, so technically after these two are out, all we have to do is just slide it out. Oops. And now we've got more work to do. It's just that little cap over here that we need to lift. No, Stefan, it's just this one. Just that one on its own, and we now have access to the top of the. Let's proceed. So there is one bolt over here, one here, and one just behind here where the camera is not able to see it. So you see 3 bolts all together. They're 13 millimeters. All you have to do is just unscrew them, and then we're moving to the down underneath the vehicle. And you have to do it by hand here 100%, because you don't really have a room if you put an electric wrench. Right, so next thing, now we're done with the top side, this is what we need to remove. This bolt over here, which is going to be the bottom of the shock. And what we need is a socket number 22. There we go, say hi. Right, so now we want to push it inwards. There we go. Right, so actually you need about 3 people or 2.5 people. You need a longer bar. Stick it down here. What you want to do is you want to stick it down here, just like that, and you basically step on it, and afterwards we got the bad boy out finally. What we need to do now is to remove the spring, and the way we're going to do this, we're going to put the clamps on top of the spring so we can compress it. Afterwards we're going to use a socket so we can untight this bolt, and once that's done, this top cap's going to come off. We're then going to insert the new spring, and afterwards it's going to be really fun how we're going to put it back, because currently the shock is actually slightly smaller because the spring's broken, so it dropped. Whoopsie. There we go. So when we put the new spring, I would expect it to stretch a little bit more, and it's going to be a bit more hard and fiddly to get it in, but I'm pretty positive it's not going to be a problem. And what I want you to bear in mind is the actual top cap does have a side. If you look at it, it is underneath an angle.
By the way, this is dangerous.
Everybody sees it too. Thought our love was true. Now you're leaving my heart out. Left behind dry. Thought we'd make this thing work, but you didn't try.
So for you to remove the top cap of the spring, you need a spanner number 18, deep one, because when you insert it in, you need to have space for the Allen key to go in.
Also number 6 Allen key.
Because that's going to hold the actual shock from spinning, because that section here spins. Quick update on the video. The actual spring's got a side. The good news is you cannot mix it. The bottom one is slightly narrower, and obviously the outer one is wider. So when you place it into the shock, it will fit perfect like a glove. If it doesn't fit properly onto the top cap of the shock, then you know that you've got the wrong sides. So next thing, what we need to do is we need to compress the new one in and insert it into the shock. So now when we installed it and that's fully tightened up, we're going to decompress and remove them. Make sure you align everything properly to its stops. That's called a stopper. Make sure they're properly aligned before you release it, because once the spring's decompressed, that's it, you won't be able to do it. You have to decompress again. This is definitely a job for two people, I have to say.
Thought our love was true. Now you're leaving my heart out. Left behind dry. Thought we'd make this thing work, but you didn't try.
So, long day, about 3 hours altogether. We've got it done at the end. You definitely need a couple of people. The whole job itself, it is difficult for one person. Definitely you're gonna need a second one. We're currently putting everything back into the BMW. We didn't do a lot of recording on how we put the shock back in, but it's pretty much the same way it goes out. So you need to press the suspension down before you put the shock in. Afterwards you just align it, tie everything together, put everything together, and you're good to go. It's not a perfect video, definitely. Quality might not be great. I haven't recorded in a while, to be fair. I did stop it. Now I'm going to be posting on a regular basis. I do hope that the video was helpful for you guys. Well, we've got pizza now. Hello. Come in. I do hope that the video is going to be helpful to people. If you've got any questions, comment down below. If you've got any other suggestions how we can do better content, again, comment down below. If you do have any specific questions on this particular job, do not hesitate to send me a text message on Instagram. With this in mind, I'm gonna now put a time lapse and we're gonna start putting everything together.
Thought we make this thing work, but you didn't try. was true. Now you're leaving my heart out, left me high and dry.